What's going on YouTube? How are we doing? So I get a lot of people ask me lately, how do you get good at trading? How do you find success in trading? What makes you good at trading? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, I just want to say, don't try and be me. Don't try and be like me. Focus on being you. It's the most important thing. You are unique in your own way and you need to focus on that. In this video, I'm going to cover the things that I implemented on a day-to-day basis that truly helped me level up my trading. Now, I just want to stress, neither one of these is more powerful than the other. They all play their own individual part in what I deem getting to me where I am. And by no means am I perfect, and by no means am I the finished article. I'm still on a journey myself, and I'm still discovering new things and learning things every day about myself, and of course, trading. What I would say is once you get your edge, you need to stick to that edge, because honestly, in the smart money realms, you can change your edge every bloody day, and you're just going to go year to year changing an edge and not actually focusing on that hard work that you've put in. In a place that's always trying to sell you how to become a better trader, how to be a better trader, what you should do and implement on a day-to-day basis to be a better trader, I wanted to share what I truly believe helped me. I fell for all the crazy routines and the crazy things that people will preach, and I truly believe that you have to go on your own journey and you have to find what works for you. I'm going to drop the things that work for me. I get asked this question a lot, so I thought I'd do a whole video on it, and hopefully you get some insight. Let's get into it. So the first one I want to touch on is that trading is a skill, okay? And me, when I first started, I didn't believe it was a skill. I thought it was potentially just something no one knew about. I thought maybe it was that get-rich-quick scheme that nobody knew about. I was the first one to discover it. I was going to crack it. Babe, we're a millionaire, chilling. That was genuinely my mindset. Hands up. I'm very honest with you guys. You know that. That was how I felt. As I started to go on that journey, I realised actually there's a skill to this. Understanding price action, reading price action, understanding the candlesticks, what they actually represent, understanding structure, understanding order flow, understanding liquidity, understanding entries, understanding ranges. There's so much to understand, and you start to realise actually this isn't going to be I just followed an EMA, it double tapped a trend line, boom, I'm in, right? And that's not a dig if that's how you trade and you've honed in that skill. That's incredible. But I soon realised that trying to follow signals or trying to get the next mentor that I thought was going to send me the best signal that was going to make me rich, that was going to flip my nan 50 quid, it just wasn't going to happen. It isn't going to work. And when you realise that, you actually have to make a decision. What do I want from trading and how am I going to get it? What do I need to action to get it? And what do I need to do to physically get that goal? Because the problem is everybody just comes in because of the way it's sold to us and they just want money. And money is evil, man. When you just focus on money, it's bad news, right? So you have to understand it's a skill. If we're looking at trading as a skill, right, studies show that to become good at something or master a skill over a long period of time, it can take up to 10,000 hours. Yes, 10,000 hours. I'm looking at you, big man, that hasn't put in 5 hours, but you think you're going to be profitable. Yes, it may be triggering, but honestly, you have to understand, if you're not putting in the hours, it's not going to work. How often do you just get on a bike and you ride it first go? How often does a toddler stand up and walk straight away? How often do you get thrown into a pool and you just swim? How often do you learn to just drive a car like that? Most people can't work the clutch, you stall. Right? First time for everything, you're going to fail. How many times did you give up on those things? Swimming, riding a bike, driving a car, whatever it may be. You probably haven't, and you can probably do it. And you definitely didn't give up on learning to walk when you were a little one, because most of us are walking, right? So what I'm trying to get at is, back then when we were little, we didn't give up on things. But now when we're older, we want everything like that. We're like, come on, why is it not here yet? Why is it not here yet? When I understood that actually this is a skill, and I've got to put some time in, I took a real step back, I made an actionable plan, and I started hitting the goals and the things that I needed to do, and the processes and the systems to get me to where I needed to be. It was as simple as that. That for me is number one. Understand that trading is a skill. Second one is getting enough sleep. Now, I believe personally that getting enough sleep is very underrated. I think there's too many people out there saying, I'll sleep when I'm dead, I don't need to sleep. Shut up, mate. Like, I'm sorry, that's bollocks. Studies show again that most of our health benefits come from sleeping. Our body is resting, our body is recovering. You cannot just do 3-4 hour days of sleep and expect to get up and be like, boom, I'm ready to go. Your body's going to be lagging, you're going to be tired, you're going to be fatigued, you're going to feel grumpy, you're going to be miserable. All those things are going to affect your performance on that day. They're going to affect your learning, they're going to affect your ability to trade, they're going to affect your ability to focus because you haven't slept, because some guru on Instagram or YouTube is telling you, don't sleep, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Shut up, mate. Get sleep. I go to bed at 10 p.m, I wake up at 6 a.m. That is the routine. Even on weekends, unless there's some kind of event on, I'm normally in bed by 10:30. Sounds great, sounds glamorous, right? But for me, sleep has been so important because, especially having kids, You don't get a lot of it when they're young, and you start to see how grouchy you are, how miserable you are, and it affects you 100%. So for me, getting enough sleep has been a game changer. So number 2, make sure you've got a sleep routine. It doesn't have to be the same as me. I'm not saying that is the holy grail. I'm just saying have enough sleep. I think an adult needs to have between 7 to 8 hours of good rest for your body to actually recover. So if you're not getting that, implement it. It's very easy to implement. The third one I want to implement is being disciplined. Simple as that. You need to be disciplined and you need to be accountable and you need to keep yourself accountable. Now, again, I have had accountability partners and some of them have become my good friends now. I would suggest having someone that's in the same industry, of course, is helpful, but it's also not easy to find. But what I would say is have accountability with yourself. It's so important to say, actually, mate, you're not doing what you said you're doing. You're sitting there watching Netflix. You're sitting there watching YouTube. You're eating loads of food. You said you wanted to go for a walk. You said you wanted to go to the gym. You said you wanted a back test. You said you wanted to do this. Go and do it. Like, you have to be accountable. And unfortunately, when things like this get said and you get triggered, you get annoyed and you think that person's a knobhead. But realistically, they're just telling you the truth. And most of us don't like the truth. When I understood that I needed to keep myself accountable, no one was going to do it for me. Why would someone keep me accountable? Why would someone come to me and go, Alb, you need to do this, mate, if you want to get here? They don't care. You have to care for yourself. Self-care, self-belief, discipline, huge. Whatever it is that you're doing in life, you need to be disciplined. If it's eating clean, if it's following a fitness plan, if it's working out, if it's trading, if it's any kind of job, if it's a university course, if it's a normal course for anything, you have to be disciplined. You have to show up. You have to do the work. Most of us feel like we can watch a video, boom, completed it. Doesn't work like that. Like, it literally doesn't. If you go through any successful entrepreneur and what they've created, none of them have just woken up and gone, done it. Chilling, mate. Babe, millionaire. Completed it. It's bollocks. Like, stop falling for all that crap. It's just an industry that just promotes the wrong things, okay? If anybody comes up to you and says, mate, I'll make you £1,000,000, you just got to invest £300, run. Sprint, mate. Stop listening to flids. Number 4 would be having the right people around me. I, as many of you know, I got rid of a lot of my friends. I say got rid of like it was a horrible way, like I executed them or something. I simply just stopped talking to people that didn't, I feel, impact my life, that wasn't on the same journey as me, and that I had to come away from and really surround myself with the right people. They say you are what you surround yourself with. For me, if you're surrounded with the wrong things, how the hell are you going to go and do that thing you want to do when everybody else is doing something else? Because FOMO will creep in and you'll go, oh, I need to go down the pub with my mates. Oh, I need to go and do this with my mates because they're doing it. And you'll forget your actual ambition and goals because you're doing what someone else wants. And in the end, when they're not there anymore because they get birds or whatever and they disappear, you're like, wasted my life. What was the point in that? So having the right people around you is key. If people around you now are telling you what you're doing is wrong, you're not going to do it, you're going to fail, you're negative energy, instantly, get them all together, bin, see you later, mate, bye-bye. That's literally it. No one owns your life. We've got limited time. Focus on what's important to you. It is not, I'm telling you now, other people. It's you. So if you can't get that right circle around you, cool, mate, go alone for a bit. You'll find the circle. I did. The people I talk to now on a daily basis, the people that I'm in contact with, and the people that I go out with are people that I didn't know 3 or 4 years ago. They're people that I've met now that are on the same journey as me, and it's sick. I'll touch on number 5 is when I started to actually remove time limits and deadlines, for me personally, it really helped. Now, I know you're going to say, well, hang on, you said set goals. And if you have goals Q1, Q2, Q3, yes. But what I mean by that is some of us set a goal that is very unachievable in such a short space of time. What I mean by that is a lot of us will go, I want to be a millionaire in 3 months. Let's go. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible, but what I'm saying is it's a very unrealistic expectation to put on yourself when you're very early on in a journey in anything, right? Same as with weight loss. Everyone wants to lose 10 kilos. Why don't you choose 1? Focus on losing the first 1 kilo. Just like trading, focus on making the first 100 quid or £1,000, right? So you have that big goal, and that can be, in a couple of years' time or a 5-year plan. Have your business plan, like I said before, trading is a business. I've got a video on that, right? Have your plan, but say, right, I want to get there, but what do I need to action first? Oh, well, can I have my first profitable month? Can I have my first withdrawal? Focus on all these little steps because they're going to build to the big step. It's not just going to go 0 to 1 million. It doesn't work like that. Some people did it on Dogecoin and Shiba and all the different crypto projects. Some people invested loads of money and it mooned and they're millionaires now. And big ups to those people. But it's very unrealistic. You have to remember that. So I'm not saying these people are lucky and all this jazz. But what I am saying is Don't focus your beliefs and your goals and your life on somebody else's. Focus on yours. How can I action where I want to be? So for me, when I removed time limits, when I removed deadlines, and I just said to myself, right, what do I actually want from this? Where do I want to be? I started to do and focus on small steps. And now I'm starting to see the bigger goals that I wanted to achieve are getting ticked off. It hasn't happened. Overall nearly 6 years in. The last 2 years is when things have really started to ramp up for me. And only now are some of those goals being ticked off. 2.5 years ago, I was in about 38 grand's worth of debt. With 2 kids, living a life that I couldn't really live. But you know what? I'm debt free. I figured it all out, debt free, chilling. Like, it didn't just happen. It was one of my big goals, I want to be debt free, but it didn't just go debt free a month. I had to work on that, right? So again, please understand, like, just remove the time limits. And this is why when I touch into prop funds, they can be dangerous because you do have a time limit. But what I always say to people, and I said it in my last video, you have a full 30 days, which is around 20 days trading days on an FTMO, for instance, right? Use all of those days. Don't get the challenge, start it on day one and be like, right, I need to pass. No, wait for the setup. Let it present. Do your thing. Like, at the end of the day, it isn't your money. It's essentially a demo. I know you put money in to invest, but we've all spent money on dumb stuff. You're actually investing in serious opportunity, so it's well worth it. But as I would always say to anyone, do not invest something that you can't afford to lose. So if you're buying an FTMO challenge with your rent money, you're an idiot, mate. Sorry, but you are. If you literally have 400-500 quid to pay your bills and you're like, I'm going to get an FTMO, I've been trading for a few weeks, had a bit of success, I'm going for it, you're going to crash and burn, it's going to hurt. Don't do it. Like, it's not worth it. Do it when you're actually ready and prepared and you've got the money to invest. Because if you're attached to the money due to needing it for things such as paying your bills, paying your rent, putting food on the table, you're going to be so much more emotional when you're trading it because your mind's telling you, I can't afford to lose this. So please do not do that. I mean it, don't do it. Realising why I'm doing this was a huge thing for me. I remember days where I used to wake up for work and I used to hate going to work. I didn't want to work for someone else. I used to hate leaving the kids. I used to hate getting home late from work and the kids were, when they were a little bit younger, probably asleep or, getting ready for bed. I used to work nights sometimes. I did a wide variety. My CV was hench. I did all sorts, right? Because I was always searching for the balance, the job that worked for me. But the reality was I needed to work for myself. That's just me. That's my persona. That's who I am. I'm fine with that. But at the beginning, I didn't know that, right? So when I came into this, I was I'm not going to lie, chasing money. All I thought was money, money, money. It's going to be the way out. I'm going to get a Lambo. I'm going to get this. That was me when I was very early on in this journey. I'm not going to bullshit anyone. But I learned very quickly that wasn't what I wanted. And when I started to journal, when I started to write down what do I want, where do I want to be, why am I doing this, get my why and understand it and know that it's to be around for the kids, to know that it's to provide a better life for the kids, to know it's to work from home or anywhere in the world, to give the kids an opportunity to have a skill when they get older, when it's to have essentially financial freedom, it's to enjoy my time, it's to, all those different factors come into it, not just I want money. I started to then realise, okay, so for me to get all those things, what do I need to do? And then you start working out, well, you need to be consistent each month. Okay, so how do I be consistent each month? Oh, well, I need to do this. Okay, so where do I get that from? Oh, I need to do this. Oh, okay, I need to... Before you know it, you start working all these different things out and you're like, oh my God, now I've got a proper process. I've got a system I can follow. That's where discipline comes in. Follow the system. That's where blocking out people that are not helping you comes in. Block them out. They don't need to be a part of it. All the negatives coming in. Go away, mate. Get in the bin. And then all of a sudden you start focusing on this journey and it goes up and down and up and down. But the reality of it is it does slowly, like a nice equity curve, your consistency and your small steps do lead to that point where you're hitting those goals you want to hit. So understand, ask yourself now, pause the video if you want, and even just write down on your phone, in your notes, whatever, why am I doing this? What do I want from it? And how do I get it? Because I'm telling you, when you understand that as a whole, the path becomes a lot clearer than when you just think, I need loads of money. Like, honestly, you actually don't. Another big thing for me was actually creating my own trade plan. Now again, being completely honest with you guys, when I first came into this, and even up until probably 2.5 years ago, I was copying other people's trade plans because I felt like they had it all sussed out. They've done the work for me. I'll just copy it and I'm gonna be a millionaire, mate. I'm chilling. And then you soon realise when you're executing someone's plan, you have no faith in it, you have no understanding in it, and your mind doesn't believe it, which is where hesitation will come from. This is where you'll overtrade because you're not actually sure. You've not seen the results. So your mind's like, is this real? Is it not real? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I'll just do it anyway. And then you're risking real money or funded accounts, for instance, on somebody else's plan that you don't even know if that's a plan they're just testing, if that's a plan that they're familiar with, but maybe they're still very new on their journey, and you're now copying it with your money that you probably can't afford to lose, because we don't all have loads of free money to just throw up the wall. So get your own plan. It takes time to build a trade plan. I have a video on it. It's called How to Create Your Edge. Go and check it out. I show a brief description of how you could do one, like a flowchart. You could do one on Canva. There's many ways to make one. But ultimately, you need to have your own. It can't be someone else's plan. Everybody's plan's different. Management rules, exit rules, entry rules, what they want to see, the setup, counter trend, pro trend, intraday, swing. There's so many versions of what someone might want. You can't just go and grab someone else's and write it down. Do the work. One of the biggest ones for me was understanding that perfection doesn't exist. When I realised that perfection isn't a thing in trading, and you're always going to get losses, you're always going to have bad days, you're always going to have bad weeks, even bad months, right? But when you understand that that's normal and that is part of any journey, you start to realise, okay, took a loss today, I'm going to journal it, but it doesn't mean I've got to change everything. If that loss keeps happening over and over and over and over again, and when you've journaled it, you're going to go, hang on a minute, I'm starting to see familiarities here. Maybe I could change this briefly because this is doing that. Oh, it didn't take liquidity before the entry here. Oh, okay, cool. I can get in. Oh, it didn't chock and flip. Okay, I didn't have a flip. I can't get in. That's where journaling's great, and I want to get straight into that with journaling. Journaling was huge for me. When you're journaling trades, it's so important that you actually are honest, right? Because let's face it, you take a loss, right, and you go, no one saw that. Delete. And you delete it. And I know you're laughing because you do it, because I've done it. And it feels great. You're like, yeah, don't worry about that. But reality is you're not learning from it, and you're not actually progressing because you're just deleting things that are data for you to help you get better. So what I would say, set up a Notion document. I do have a template, but again, it's very easy to set up a document. Log the trades. You should be able to do this. If someone says to you, big man, what trade did you take on the 21st of June 2021? You should be able to go, oh, let me just check for you, mate, one sec. And you'll find it. That's reality. You should be able to give them that. If you can't, then you're not journaling your trades, right? So what I'm trying to get at is the journaling of a trade is so crucial to our trader's development, because what it actually does is it lets you look back at all the things where you've potentially gone wrong, and it lets you gather the data to go, hang on a minute, I keep doing the same thing. I can now stop that and potentially remove that first loss. I can potentially stop getting in the market so early and getting taken out. I can potentially do this. Or, you know what, I'm getting out the market too late. I'm giving away too much profit. I could have got out here. Or I'm going BE too late. I could have done this. I could have done that. They're all the things, again, that you're only going to learn from journaling. So please journal. Pivoting into that, daily markups. So at the end of every day, I will do a daily markup. I will have my trade plan here or on my screen or on my Notion, and I'll have the day. I will back test the day. So I will cut price. Yes, I know what's gone on, but I still do it because for me, I want to see if I've missed anything following my plan, right? And I will still log the day regardless. Doesn't matter if I've not even traded it. If I've not traded it, even better, because I get to bar replay the whole day. I will bar replay the day for the session, so I only trade New York now, so I'll cut price at around 11:30, and I will just bar replay up until about 4 o'clock to see if anything fit my plan. I won't log every trade there was, every up, down, left, right, blah, blah, blah. Used to do that, and again, it's not beneficial. All you're showing yourself is, yes, there's trades every day, but you're also showing yourself you can get in and out the market all the time. Then you start to create this expectation that you can get in the market all the time. Then you start to feel like you need to be in the market all the time, and you become a crackhead trying to chase trades, doing dumb shit. You don't need to do it. So I'll bar replay the day, and I'll literally log daily, 4 hour, 15 minute, 1 minute, 5 second for the entry. I will log multiple charts. I will annotate on them specifically. I have made a video before on how I do this. It is quite old now. Maybe I'll make a new one. But essentially, it's just logging the day. Bar replaying it as well, because then you get a little bit of a visual. Try not to cheat and click forward. You already have seen what's happened. Let's face it, we know if it's gone down, it goes down. But you still have to catch the entry, and you still have to make sense of it. Does it fit your plan? It's no good just logging a trade because it went and worked, but it didn't fit your plan. It's like, what's the point in that? Like, it's a waste of time, really. If, of course, you've got your edge and you've got your plan. Now, if you haven't, then, of course, you need to log as much as you possibly can from the education that you've learned, and then you can try and build your plan from that. I also have a video on this. After that, the big one for me, which changed a lot, was live trading. I cannot put enough stress on how important it is to get some skin in the game. When you backtest, right, let's face it, there's no emotion, there's no patience, there's no discipline, and you more or less likely know what's going to happen, and you're not very true to yourself, and you click next a few times just to see if you were right. If you take a loss, you delete it because you go, oh, it would have come here, I know that. In real life, you can't just take a loss and delete it and go, don't worry, and move it down, and your money doesn't go. Your money's gone, brokers chewed it up, right? So you have to have this understanding of how can I actually see what's coming before it happens, because that is essentially trading. This is where live market experience is key. Demo trading for me, I don't think it's great personally because, again, like I said, there's no attachment to anything. There's no emotion. There's nothing, right? You can be a professional backtester or you can be a professional trader. We all know which one we want to be. We want to be a professional trader because a backtester makes no money. And I would imagine most of us are doing this to earn a living or make some money or a side hustle, right? Not just to have pretty charts and backtest on a demo, okay? So please, please go live trading. Best thing that worked for me, £100 in a broker, IC Markets, for instance, raw ECN account, whatever you want, right? 100 quid, 0.01 lots. Just go smallest you can go, right? And just take everything that fits. Do that for a couple of weeks. Ramp the lot size up or the risk up, right? Go to 0.25, go to 0.5, go to 0.75, go to 1%. Realistically, we should all be able to risk 1% comfortably because I know smart money gives you crazy opportunities, but when you start to dial down the actual setup you want, there's not many of them a month. There might be 5, 6 real bangers. They're the trades you want. So focus on getting in them and remove all the other 10, 20 crap things that you take where you reduce your risk ridiculously because you're just not sure on if you're going to be right or wrong. For me, you shouldn't be trading yet. So live trading with live funds helps because you start to see, especially with the RR in the smart money industry, even like I said before, 1 to 5s, if you're consistent with 1 to 5s and your strike rates, I think it's above 45, 50% with comms, you'll be profitable. You will be profitable on a monthly basis. If your strike rate's above that on a basis, chilling. But if your RR, for instance, is say 1 to 8, 1 to 10s, and your strike rate's 40, 50%, you're always in profit. So again, it's proving to yourself that it doesn't matter if you take a loss because the next one will be a win and it will wipe the loss out, which is why, again, live trading is key because you'll see the growth. You'll see the account balance go, say it's 100 quid, it might go down to 98, and then at the end of the month, it might be at 112 quid, and you're like, oh, well, I took some losses, but I came back and it doesn't matter. And that's, again, so important for the mindset because it shows you that you can lose, but then you win and then boom, and then you get another win and boom. And it's just probabilities and we're literally following probabilities. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. We create an edge and a trade plan and an understanding that we then test and that verifies to us this works over this much data, I can go live and do this. Everybody's so quick to get in the market on a funded account. The amount of messages I get from people, I bought a funded account, I've been trading for a month, help me. What do you mean help you, mate? Like, wobble your head, bro. You shouldn't be doing that yet. Like, it's too soon. And then you get them go, oh, it's a scam, it's fake. It's not. It's just you're not putting the work in. If you fell off a bike, right, I'm sure we all fell off a bike when we tried riding it, you got back up. It might have hurt, you might have felt bad for a day or two, but you got back on it, and now you can probably ride a bike. Same with swimming, same with driving, same with whatever else you've overcome in life. You have 100% strike rate on life. Remember that, because all those times where you've had those things that happen to you, whether it be that job got rid of you, that girlfriend dumped you, that boyfriend dumped you, that car you wanted sold, that house you wanted fell through, that money you lost, that money you gave to a signal provider that took it, whatever it may be, you probably sat there thinking, oh my God, I don't know the way out. How am I going to get here? You're here today, you're watching my video, you're watching this dude waffle on YouTube. You've got 100% strike rate. So whatever it is that you feel like you're struggling at now or failing at, pick yourself up and go and get it. Because I'm telling you, you can. But you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to have self-belief. Because until you have that, you're not going to get anywhere. And you're just going to keep procrastinating and you're just going to keep saying to yourself, oh, I can't, it's not for me. Trust me. Put the work in. Implement these different things. Some of you might agree with the stuff I've said, some of you might not. And that's the beauty of this world, is we are allowed an opinion. Right? I would love to hear people's comments on different things they have implemented, things that they've done that's helped them. Overall, these things really helped me get to where I am now. Neither one was more important than the other. The fact that I did them over and over again, guess what it leads to? That big one that we always talk about, consistency. Consistently doing something over and over again. No matter how it feels, the days when you can't be bothered, the days when you don't want to do it, but still doing it is what's led me to where I am now. And by no means am I perfect, and by no means am I at the pinnacle of any success, right? just a normal dude. I'm a dad, I'm a partner, I'm trying to give a bit of love to the family. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm able to reach such a wide audience now, and I'm able to help other people, and I'm getting a lot of great messages, and it's amazing. And I want to keep delivering content, and I want to keep helping you all. But you got to listen. You got to take these on board. I get so many messages lately. Do some technical stuff, man. No one wants to hear this. Go and do technical stuff. Listen, leave my channel, innit? Just unsubscribe and go about your way. I'm not going to sit on here sharing constantly entry. I could give you, I've done it before. I gave you all my trade plan. I've given you all the sorts possible. You're still messaging me saying I'm not getting anywhere. Because there's other factors that you're not focusing on. And unfortunately, it's not glamorous in this industry. I shared a bloody photo of me passing an FTMO challenge and I left the monetary results. It's the most liked photo on my profile. The things I share like this and the things that I share on Instagram that are of value, that would really help, don't even get a whiff sometimes. Because you're attracted to just silly stuff. And that's why these scammers, these gurus, these mentors that sell you signals or Lamborghini lifestyles are lapping it up, because you're still falling for that. Because they got a Lambo, they must be doing something right. Most of them have IBM affiliates. I've spoken about it before. I've been offered loads. I would be a multi-millionaire over and over again by now. I don't want to sell myself out for some clout. It's not me. I've got values. Have your own values. Please, focus, discipline. Let's go. Let's smash it. Appreciate you all watching the video. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Let's smash this week. We're going into May. Let's make it a big one. Peace and love.